Welcome back to the Reconnected Woman podcast.
We are shooting in real time now. We are caught up, aren't we?
Yeah, we did a whole heap of pre-recorded episodes because I was on maternity leave, um, taking a break, and now we're all caught up. So you are now listening, if you're listening to our podcast episodes when they come out, this one is real time.
Yeah.
Um, we're doing a little bit of a life update today. I thought, because Rachel just came back from holidays and I want to hear all about it. And yeah, how was it?
Amazing. I didn't want to come home. It's so good to just be removed from all your responsibilities and to-do list
Yeah.
and just really live in the present moment. And that's what I was doing. So it was great.
I was watching your stories on Instagram and there were so many waterfalls and rainforests that you went to. And I just love
Yeah.
that because when we went to Tassie for our honeymoon, it was nothing like that. It was just like all the sightseeing things and, like more towns and cities. So
Yeah.
I love that you went more out into nature, which is so you.
Yes. I actually Paul looked into the Great Walks of Tasmania. So he kind of had this list and I was just following what he brought up. But yeah, we went to some amazing rainforests. Some of them felt like I was in a fairy tale, and I swear I saw the glimpse of like things like it felt like I was in a fairyland and like I could see these things out of the corner of my eye. I'm like, is that a fairy? I don't know if they're real, but it kind of felt like I was in this magical, whimsical place. But one of the things I loved about Tasmania is just the lack of people and how there is so much nature. So you're just completely removed from the energy of everyone. And it's great for introverts. So yeah, it was really, really cool. We both loved it and we did some really big hikes, challenged ourselves to do like a mountain climb. I got up over 1,000 feet above sea level.
Wow.
Meters, 1,000 meters, sorry, above sea level. And yeah, we got up to the snow and I was pulling myself up on chains as well, up these rocks and mountains. So yeah, it was cool. Really cool.
And then it was snowing, and it's so funny because it was like snowing where you were, and it was like 30 degrees here in Brisbane. It's like, this is the same country.
We were in layers and like 5 degrees was the temperature when we left, and then we came back here and we're like, oh my God, there's a heat wave. It feels like we've stepped right into summer. All of our plants and grass was like dead from the lack of rain. And I was just like, what? We've only been away 2 weeks. And we watered everything before we left. But yeah, it's just pretty dead. But anyway, I'm grateful for the experience. It was very much needed. And I was in this bubble when I came home where I was like, I think my bubble was joy, and living in the present moment. And then I didn't want to get back to reality, but everything was sort of waiting for me. And about a day and a half in, I just forced myself to do everything I need to do. And then the happy bubble was gone. I'm like, damn it, catch up. But anyway,
Where
that's
was
life.
your, where was like your favorite place that you went to in Tassie? Or like a highlight
Oh,
of your trip?
I don't even know if I can pinpoint this. I've been asked this a couple of times. And I don't have a favorite because they were also different. Like I find when you go there, I don't know if you found this. 1 minute you're in like green rolling hills and it's just beautiful. The next you're in rainforest with waterfalls, and the next we were out by the coast and it was just crystal blue water with like these beautiful colored rocks and everything. And it was just like, so everything was so beautiful, but unique, and I loved all of it. Yeah. And even the cities, I think, are really laid back compared to the main cities in mainland Australia. Like,
Oh
That just
yeah.
and
I
I tried
remember
Van Diemen's ice cream a
you
million
tried
times.
it.
A million times.
Isn't it like the best ice cream?
Oh, I told Paul about it because he's a big ice cream fan, and we went there, I think the day that you suggested it, and
Yeah.
we were queuing outside. There was just that many people in Hobart, and I'd researched what was the award-winning ice creams, and I was going to try the sorbet, but they'd run out. And Paul had the salted caramel, said it was the best thing ever. And then everywhere we went, it was actually on menus, or we'd find like a supply, and we were just having it wherever we could. It was just amazing. I let go of my dairy intolerances and just ate it and enjoyed it.
We loved the whiskey cream ice cream that they had. Oh,
Oh,
so good. Yeah, it was really good. So yeah, whenever anyone goes to Tassie, I'm like, try Van Diemen's ice cream. You have to. So
I
it's
was then telling other tourists. I was just sharing the love and spreading the word. And they were like, yeah, okay, we'll go do it. Actually, there was another couple there on their honeymoon. It was cute. So,
oh,
um, but yeah, that was it. And back to reality. I've been head down in straight back into uni and work. So just a bit tired and want to. But you learn lessons from holidays where I feel you just sort of learn what balances or imbalances you had in your life previously. And when you sit back and peel back everything from your life, the busyness of life on holiday, you go, okay, well, I know what I need to implement now in life when I go home and how I need to balance everything.
so what were the insights that you got, like of what needs to be balanced?
So one of the things I noticed for me was I normally struggle here, and it could be climate environment related, but I normally have a lot of allergies and hay fever here. And I'm
Yeah.
really strict on my food intake because I thought a lot of it was food related. But when I was there, when I just let go of really like perfecting everything and just enjoyed it, like we've spoken about before, like being in this joy, I was just like happy and I was able to eat everything and not be reactive. And I didn't have any hay fever or allergies symptoms at all. Not one.
Interesting. So
Yeah.
interesting. So I wonder, like, do you think it's an emotional thing or like or
I
like
think
a
it could be.
circumstantial type thing?
Well, all I could think about was, and I actually, funnily enough, my homeopath checked in after our holiday about some things. And I said to her, I had absolutely no allergies overseas, and I think it could be like a stress response that I'm maybe dealing with at home with all the things on my plate that are self-inflicted, let's be real. And also maybe climate and environment, because here in Queensland there's a lot of pollen and I live in a house with animals, whereas I was in hotel rooms or like Airbnbs where there was just no animal stuff or no pollen. It was just cold and yeah. But I do think it could be stress and emotional as well. So it's really hard, I think, to pinpoint. But I haven't been as bad since I've been home. I've been trying to stay present and find those moments of joy without worrying too much about your to-do list. Yeah.
You know,
I didn't
love
even hear
that boy.
him. I didn't even hear
I
him.
put myself on mute because otherwise I wouldn't be able to hear what you're saying.
Okay.
Um, yeah, like there's just, and again, it's just like, you know, there's not enough. What's the word? Um, Respect isn't the word. I guess like acknowledgement as to like how much our emotions impact our physical symptoms in our body. Like I'm
Yeah.
always like, oh, like my gut's doing this, or like there's like I don't know, like I've been having really like tight jaw that I haven't seen my acupuncture for. And I'm like,
Oh,
it's an
wow.
emotional thing. It's
Do you
definitely
feel
an
like it
emotional
is?
thing.
Yeah. You feel like it is?
I don't know what,
Right.
but yeah. So yeah, so interesting.
And even like I got a new watch for my birthday that measures your health stats. and I'm not a good flyer. Like, I hate flying, to be honest. I've always been anxious about flying. It's just takeoff mainly. And it measures my stress. And when I had the days of flying, it was like, your stress is off the charts. Like, I was like, holy shit. And that's when I noticed myself getting all these like physical symptoms because I was so stressed about flying. And even one point, I thought I was going to have like a panic attack on the plane because my head was just like, it was really bumpy. And they were like, oh, 40-kilometer-hour winds in Hobart when we land. And I was like, oh, this is like, I want to be on the ground. But I survived. And yeah, it's just like I had to distract my brain from thinking about that. So I started playing games on my phone. As soon as I did that, my stress went down. So, but this has been a really good tool to measure everything, and it just highlights, yeah, the impacts of stress. And when you're on holiday, you don't normally have a lot of stress. So it removes all that, and it removes a lot of the physical symptoms. And I guess with you guys having a whole new adjustment to life with the little man, have you noticed some changes individually and like as a couple? Like, tell us about your life adjusting to motherhood or parenthood.
You know what? It's so weird because I don't feel like there has been a massive adjusting period. Like it
Okay.
just feels so natural. I guess like obviously there's growing pains and there's been challenges like um the cluster feeding is a lot. Um it's it's a lot emotionally and physically, like just having another person on you like a lot. And
Yeah.
just like demanding food from you and just being like, I just fed you. Like, how are you still hungry? Um, and it's definitely been a challenge for me because I am someone where I'm like, I like to get up and do things. Like I have my to-do list. I like to, achieve
Yeah.
things. Um, and I'm not the type of person that just lazes around all day. Or if I will do that, then I'm like happy to do that, maybe like a day or two. But when it's like multiple days in a row, I'm like, ah. um, so that's been challenging, and I've just had this deep surrender of being like, okay, well, if nothing gets done today, then nothing gets done, or like just really
Yeah.
focusing on celebrating the small wins of
Yeah.
just like, okay, I hung out the washing today, or I managed to like empty out the dishwasher. Yes.
Oh,
Um, so doing those types of things. And yeah, there's definitely been moments where it gets to the end of the day and Ryan will get home. I'm like, I need a break. Like,
yeah.
take him, go play with him. Um, but yeah, it's definitely starting to feel easier and
Okay.
just
That's good.
like more natural, I guess. We've
Yeah.
got into like a bit of a rhythm now, which was really good. Um, but then who knows, he might have like another leap or sleep cycle or whatever, and then it's like, ah. But he's sleeping amazing. So
Is he? I was just
I
gonna
wake
ask.
I wake up twice throughout the
Oh,
night. Um, I'm like up for about an hour at a time, just like by the time I change his nappy and then feed him, burp him, put him back to sleep. Um, I was getting Ryan to up to change his nappy, but then I was like, I'm up anyway, so I might as well
yeah.
just like change his nappy anyway. It takes like 5 minutes. Although there are some times where it's like I've already changed his nappy and I've heard he's just done a poo. I'm like, babe, elbow him and be like, your turn.
Yeah.
um, but I feel like we've got a good like teamwork system now.
That's good.
Especially yeah, because I go to bed earlier and pump a little bit so that Ryan's got enough to feed him before he goes to bed. So I've got that extra time to sleep. So it's like a 4 hour stint that I get in the first chunk, which makes
Yeah.
such a huge difference. Um, So yeah, that's been really good. And I'm feeling like I'm kind of back to normal, like in the sense of like my body and the postpartum phase. So this week is week 6.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm actually feeling really, really good. Like I look back now at, I would say like the first 2 weeks were the worst. When I say worst, I don't know, for me, when I look back, it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Like,
That's good. That's really
um,
awesome.
yeah, like I was aching and I was sore and tender. But you know what the hardest thing has been, and I never thought I never thought this would be the case. And honestly, this is a tip for you when you give
Okay.
birth. Doing your first poo is like so daunting. Um, did I tell you when I like did my first poo in hospital?
I don't think you went into detail. No, no.
Oh, when I was on the on the hospital bed, I was like holding Grayson, and Ryan was in the bathroom, and I like stood up with Grayson. As soon as I stood up, I'm like, oh, I need to go. And I went to Ryan, I was like, how long are you gonna be? He's like, just a few minutes. And I'm like, no, I need to go now. I don't know if I can like control my bowels.
Oh, wow.
And because I've been so like conscious of doing my first poo, so I was having things like pear juice and prunes and stuff to like soften it. And then I was like, no, no, this is coming out now. And I was like, whatever. I'm wearing a nappy. Whatever. So I full on like shat myself.
Oh, wow. What a
Like
shame.
standing up, holding Grayson. Here I am just like pooing in my nappy. I was like, whatever. Grayson's wearing a nappy. I'm wearing a nappy.
Yeah.
So that was my first experience. Uh,
I thought you were going to be like, oh, I couldn't go. It was so hard, so painful. Like, no.
oh no, so
Okay.
that was the first time. And then like after that, they were obviously more solid. And there I think what was so challenging for me was like, I swear my body was going through like a traumatic remembrance because it's the same sensation as pushing. So, like,
Right.
whenever I get the sensation, my body would be like, oh no, what, not this feeling again. So, literally, the first couple of times I'd be on the toilet, holding onto the side, breathing through it, being like, just breathe, just breathe, just breathe. Because my like butt's just like, oh my God, not this feeling again. No, no,
Yeah.
no. Um, so yeah, that would actually have to be the most challenging part is like
Of
the whole like
postpartum. Okay.
pooing situation. So yeah,
Good to know.
yeah, a little bit of a TMI for you. Other than that, yeah, I've been pretty good. Leaning on my homeopathy. Had so much arnica to help with the healing, which has
Yeah.
really helped. I think that's
And do you get out and about much, or have you sort of laid low in the house for the last sort of 6 weeks, or?
uh, getting a little bit like going out for walks a lot, or like going to my parents' place or my sister's place. Um, been to the shops like a few times.
Yeah.
Um, went to a mother's walking group last week,
Oh,
which was really good.
well,
I
that's good.
was I found it on Instagram. It just popped up. I think it's called like Mum Walk Org or something like that.
Okay.
And they have them in different locations, like all across Australia. So I found one that was like close to us and went there. And it was really like, it was daunting, but at the same time, I think because living in Melbourne, I did similar stuff to meet people. I
Yeah.
was like, hey, I've done this like in Melbourne, I can do this again. Um, and at least we've all got something in common where we're all mums and we all have babies.
Yeah.
um, so that was really good. We just did like a few laps around the park and then sat down afterwards and had like on picnic rugs and had a chat. Um, but what was really cool was I met two mums that are also looking at homeschooling.
Oh, cool. Because I was gonna say, how, like, I've heard mixed sort of experiences with mothers groups because
Yeah.
it's such a, it obviously can be
Be
quite
really
a broad
clicky.
range of people and yeah, they might not have the same values and that sort of thing, but that's really cool that you found some that are,
Yeah, like I had similar thoughts where I was like, I'm not sure how this is going to go, but I'm not going to allow that to stop me from going and putting myself
yeah.
out there because you never know, like there might be more people like me. Um, so yeah, went to it and like the first ladies that I met were absolutely lovely, but I just got the vibe. I'm like, oh, they're not really like my vibe. Or
Yeah.
and then um we were sitting down afterwards and then there was like this other group of like parents in another section like under gazebo and they had all of this like stuff sprawled out like clothes and toys and one of the uh other mums was like, what's going on here? I'm gonna go like speak to them and see like what the deal is. And so she did, and it ended up being a homeschooling community. So I was like, ooh, okay. So I went over to that group afterwards and started chatting to them. And then these other two ladies that were part of like the mums group I was in came over and started chatting because we all just wanted to know like how they're doing homeschooling, how it all works, like what's the community vibes like. And then from that, we just started chatting ourselves. And so, yeah, it was really cool. And I didn't realize like how big of a homeschooling community there is in our area. So,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I left the group feeling really good. Yeah,
Oh, awesome.
yeah, it was really nice. So I'm looking forward to going back next week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hang on, Ryan's calling me. I'm going to tell him I'm recording. Okay. Um, but like, okay, so before you said you had a call with your homeopath.
I had a check-in the day before we went on holiday. Um, so she was just evaluating the um, symptoms and changes and things that we might have had over the last 6 weeks. 8 weeks, sorry, it'd been 8 weeks. And um, yeah, so we just shared those with her. It's hard to sort of measure, I guess, what's internally going on in your body unless you have symptoms. But she sort of said to me
Yeah,
with what I described, that the fact that there was no major reactions was a good sign that we were on the right remedies and that the right dosage. Um, she did want to add a couple more to our prescription and but yeah, I have definitely noticed, I think that emotionally I'm just not as reactive. Like I really think the miasm side of it and the emotional side of it has cleared a lot for me. Like um and I was having like some difference in cycles between the last sort of two, three. I had three between her checking in on us last. And she was just
yeah,
saying it's a good sign. And yeah, but I genuinely had this moment I'll share because I thought I was pregnant. I had every symptom under the sun that made me feel like it was like a chemical pregnancy or something. And it was just before we went on holiday. And I was like, oh my God, maybe I'm going to find out on my birthday that I'm pregnant. And I took a test on my birthday because it was like the day I was meant to get my period and I wasn't. But I thought, well, something must be happening. Like you hear about a lot of women who have like a chemical pregnancy or this cycle where they thought they were pregnant and nothing happened, but then they fell pregnant the next cycle. It's almost like you the soul's testing your body to see if it's the right time. That's what I believe anyway. But yeah, I had symptoms I never have with my normal cycle.
So what is a chemical pregnancy?
Essentially, it's prior to you. It could be conception prior to it developing to a certain stage of getting like, I think it's under like 6 or 8 weeks or something. Like you could actually get to a point, but then it's not classed as a miscarriage because you're not far enough along, if that makes sense. So you can have like this sort of conception thing, and then
Right. Yep, yep.
and then by
Okay.
the time your period's due, you're testing and you get a negative, but you could have actually been in the time frame between implantation and your period coming, you could have actually been pregnant for a little bit. So it's not deemed
Right.
an actual pregnancy because your levels aren't as high as they should be, but it could have been your body. So I essentially had TMI, but I'll just share, like really, really sensitive nipples. And they say that's like the first sign of pregnancy. I never have that. Like sometimes I get sore, um,
Yep.
like boobs when I'm prior to but I never get any like sensitivity with nipples or anything like that. So they were so painful. I couldn't even put a shirt on, like the feeling of material, like, and all of that. Like, did you have this in pregnancy?
It was actually my first sign. So, yeah, like I had really like sensitive nipples, and that was when I was like, I think that was maybe like 2 weeks after conception. A week? It was either a week or 2 weeks after conception that I started feeling that. And I was like, am I pregnant?
Yeah, and I'd been reading, I was like on Reddit, of course, researching. And that was like a sign everyone was saying. And so anyway, they got really sore. I couldn't even be in the shower, couldn't have the water on them. My boobs got massive, blue veins, like just more so than normal. I was feeling nauseous. I was like, right, all these symptoms. Um, and I had really aching pelvic pain, like a real, like pretty much from ovulation, I'd say, to this time. So for 2 weeks, I was like all this pain down there. So yeah, that was what made me think I was. And I didn't get my period for 30 days or 31 days. So that's a lot longer for me as well. So it made me sort of think something had happened. But yeah, I thought, oh well, maybe that's a sign that things are moving and I'm getting closer.
I can't wait for the moment where you like tell me. I'm gonna cry.
Oh, I think I'll cry. You know what though? It's funny.
Um,
I actually was able
yeah,
to not think about it on holiday, which is really good when you detach from life. You're not thinking about the things that you wish you could have. You're
yeah,
just living in the moment, going, "How lucky am I?" and to be on holiday. And Paul and I connected really well without any stress and everything. But I actually got to the point on holiday, which I've gotten to maybe a little bit, but not as much, of just going, you know what? I have a really good life, even if I don't have, if my child doesn't come along, you know? And I just kind of got to that point of
mm,
going like, if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. If it is, it is. Um, But yeah, in saying that, I've had a ridiculous amount of dreams of my child. Yeah, I've been pregnant in my dreams. I felt them moving in my dreams. I got to see the child's face. I got another name, which is different to what I've had before. And I'm like, what the hell? Like,
Wait, 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 wait,
surely.
wait, wait. You, okay, so the child's face part, that's new because you've always
Mm,
told me that you've never seen the child's face in your dreams.
yeah, yeah. So I've had the child's face. I was told the gender, and I was looking at the face, and it's funny. I don't know if this has ever happened to you or if anyone's experienced this, but sometimes in my dreams, I have the baby. I have this, and it must be a fear of mine, I feel. I have this thing where I'm like, oh, I've forgotten about the baby. Like, it happens regularly. And like in this dream, when I saw its face and I was like cuddling it, but then I put it down, and then Paul's like, oh, where's the baby? And I'm like, oh shit, I forgot about it. Like, and this, this is the shit that I dream about. Oh dear. Anyway, but yeah, so I've had that quite regularly. And weirdly, and I've told my sister this, my niece, who's 6 months old, has been in my dream every single night. It's like she's visiting me and she's just like vibing with me every night. If not every night, every second night. Like it's like without fail, I'm like, oh my God, she was in my dream again. Oh my, like she's just there watching my niece. She's a 6 month old baby.
So is it like is it the same type of stuff that she's doing, or is it just like she's just
She's
has
just
like a
watching.
cameo in all of your dreams?
Yeah, she just appears as a cameo. So I'm like, maybe she's like helping my child or something, or me in like getting ready. I don't know. It's really weird.
That's so cool because I actually have recently thought back to the healing that I had with Ricky and how she said, like Grayson was coming through, and she said that um, she feels like it's gonna be like the next one, the next baby's gonna be close together, and they're gonna be like Grayson, and the next one's gonna be quite close, um, like relationship wise.
Oh,
And
really
she was
cute.
saying that Grace, like the first baby is here to get us ready to like, train us as parents and get us like all ready as parents, and then the next one will come through so that we're all prepared. And I'm like thinking about it, and I'm like, Grayson's such a chill baby, and he
Yeah.
sleeps really well, and we feel like we're getting the hang of like this whole parenting thing. It's like maybe this is true. Like maybe he is like the one that's, you know, here to help us, you know, feel like we've got this, and then the next one comes through and it's like, okay, we needed that time to
Yeah.
like prepare ourselves and everything. So yeah, interesting. Mm,
Yeah, they say that the second child is harder.
yay. Yeah. Although if Grayson was challenging, I'd feel like I would be less likely to want to have another one soon.
Exactly.
Not that
So,
like soon, soon. Yeah.
yeah. Are you out of your bubble of protection and feeling as though you're a bit more you and able to connect intuitively to everything around you? Are you a bit more open to all of that again? Do you feel?
Um, no,
Cool.
but I feel like it's probably more so my tiredness. It's not
Okay.
like I just don't have like the capacity to like tune in. I'm just not
Yeah.
even like being receptive to that because I think I'm just, yeah, like focusing on my own energy, and
Yeah.
yeah, like I'll be spacey. Like honestly, the brain capacity, it's so weird because I thought being pregnant, my brain capacity, like mental capacity, would be less, but it's actually now where I'm just like I don't have the mental capacity for so many different things, or even just like math, like simple like adding things up. I'm like, nah, not even gonna bother. Can't even go there. Um, or like the other day, I think Ryan and I were both talking, and we were just not even like I guess if somebody was listening to our conversation, they wouldn't be comprehending what we were saying, but we were understanding what each other was saying, and it
Right.
was just like us speaking being tired parents.
Just grunting words out
Um,
that might
yeah,
make sense.
yeah, just saying words and yeah, just words coming out of our mouths. Um, so yeah, I don't think I've got that there.
Oh, well, that's understandable though. I just thought, was there a noticeable difference in how you felt compared to pregnancy? But then it makes sense. You're like, I'm fully focused on like, you know, um the moment, and I'm sleep deprived at times, and yeah, when you don't have as much chill time to yourself, I guess. You're feeding and changing and yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Although what I'm finding is really good is like shower time at nighttime is like my time.
Yeah.
Um, Ryan's home, he looks after him, and I will like have a shower and wash my hair, and then I'll get out and like have my gua sha and do gua sha on my face, and like put all my different serums on. And there's
Oh,
definitely
that's
been
good.
like a few times where it's been a lot for my nervous system, and so like having the shower to just like one, just having the water running over me, and then just like focusing on my breathing, like honestly, um like and grounding. Oh my gosh, there's been so many times where I've taken sepia out of the homeopathic kit. Um it is the absolute savior. They say that sepia is like one of the best remedies for mums because it's the thing that you take when you're just feeling so drained, so done. Um, it could be like, don't touch me. Like, I love you, but don't touch me. Or I love you, but I'm like
Yes.
so frustrated with you right now. Or just like burnt out. Feeling like you're the one that has to be doing everything, looking after everyone. Sepia is the thing. And I've taken that quite a few times when I just feel like it's getting too much. And
Yeah.
um, I'm feeling burnt out and I'm just feeling like, yeah, sepia, having a shower and grounding myself have definitely been like my saving grace for those moments where
Mm.
things are just getting a lot.
Yeah. Well, that's so good. Hey, having little tools that bring you back to yourself and um, bring back your sanity. I mean, it didn't take me long to get back into chaos. When we got home last weekend at night time, and we had a tree that had fallen down in our backyard. We had Um, our plants were dead. We had really needy pets that were like, "Oh, we've missed you," even though we had pet sitters and everyone looking after them. They were all emotionally out of whack. So I was like, "Great." And then it was like the piles of washing, the mess of the house because I have two fluffy cats that drop hair everywhere, and I have a really great sort of pet sitter that vacuumed and everything for me, but it was just like other little things here and there that were just waiting for us that we hadn't done. And then I had taken 2 weeks off of uni, so I have a backlog of classes to catch up on, plus an assignment that was due within like 6 days of me getting home, and another one that's due now within 4 days, and I haven't even started. It's like, oh my God. So I've been dosing with the homeopathy as well to like help balance me. And Paul and I have had all these moments of overwhelm. And we're just like, oh my, it really highlights how much we want to simplify life. And we don't even have a child. Like, we just have pets and ourselves. Like, a child living at home. I mean, Paul's got a daughter outside of it, but she's older and not dependent on us, so that's good. But yeah, it's just, I'm like, how would I cope with a baby right now? I don't think I could with my life as chaotic as it is. And I just want to like take my little, I want to get this little cabin in the woods that I keep talking about, or, and just like really peel back all the stress.
Yeah. But like honestly, the work that you're doing with homeopathy is just going to help so much in that process, right? Like I even just think back, there was a moment, was it last week? And like it was just getting a lot with Grace, and he was just crying quite a lot and just feeding constantly in the afternoon. And Ryan was at an appointment, and then he was running late at the appointment, and we were supposed to be somewhere else. And then I was just getting so like, oh, not overwhelmed, but just like really frustrated because I'm looking at the time and I haven't heard from him, and I'm like, what's going on? And then, you know, you build up all these emotions and you start get to like angry and be like, screw you, like I'm at home with the baby and you're not, like you said you'd be home by this time. Rah, 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 rah. And I I was worked up and annoyed, and how I handled that situation when he got home is so different to how I would hold it like years ago, right?
Yeah.
Like knowing that yelling, lashing out, and having like a tantrum type of thing is just one, it's not helpful at all, and two,
Yeah.
it's just not good communication. And so when he got home, I was definitely annoyed, but like I just let him know. I was like, look, this is like I've learned this tip now, and I can't even remember who I learned it from, but whenever we have conversations now that it's like kind of like a fight type of conversation, like we've never yelled at each other. Um, I say I love you and XYZ. Like, so I love you, and I also need to know if you're running late because this is how it makes me feel.
Hmm.
And just like looking back at that, I'm like, homeopathy has helped me so much with like processing my emotions and
Yeah.
having different perspectives of things, and also all the other work that I've done in the past as well, being like not bottling it up and not doing the whole cold shoulder and doing the whole, oh, I'm fine. So it's like,
Yeah.
well, we're not fine, clearly. And then, you know, it's all the silent treatment for days or hours or whatever. Um, so the work that you're doing and just having like the shifts that you're having, honestly, it's just gonna help you so much in having a better and a more open communication with your relationship.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think my patience has just, it's been something I've felt like I've had to work on throughout the process of obviously trying to get pregnant, but also I used to be really impatient about people in general and how they were because I could see what they needed to do, or like if people weren't doing things as fast or as the way I thought they should do it, which is silly, I would get frustrated and impatient. But now, like, I deal with clients with all sorts of conditions and disabilities. And I used to be impatient with them at times, but now I can deal with whatever they throw at me. And I'm just like, yeah, okay. And I thought, this has actually been quite a good process for me developing patience for my child in the future, because I don't think I would have been patient before at all. Like, I would have just been frustrated at them for not knowing things. Whereas now, and there's been a whole heap of things that have taught me patience, but that's the biggest one lately that I've been like, well, I can take this forward if it's meant to be for us. So, yeah.
I love how we just have, I don't know, it's such a gift to have that perspective of, oh, okay, I'm experiencing this thing and this is how it's going to serve me in the future. Like having that, being able to like step back
And reflect.
and yeah, reflect and be like, oh, okay, I've had this situation. This is like how it's going to help me in the future. Or like, oh, this is how I've like dealt with this
Yeah.
situation, and beforehand I would have dealt it in like a different way. Like just being able to like step back and be like and reflect. Honestly, I know I don't do it enough. I definitely don't think any of us do it enough, but it's just so helpful because otherwise, I guess again, it's like that whole going striving for the next thing and not realizing either like how far we've come or what we've achieved or just like the person that we've become.
Yeah.
um so yeah, I think it's really beautiful to reflect back and just like take a step back.
Yeah, about it's about enjoying all the moments in life, um instead of just celebrating those big achievements. Like it's in the process, in that journey that we um really need to like appreciate things and reflect and look at it. And I'm trying to be that way now. So, and I know you're definitely in that zone right now, which is awesome. And
It's still a process, that's for sure. Like I've definitely realized that I've been on my phone a lot more than I would like to. um
right.
Especially when feeding, because you're just sitting there and
Yeah.
it's so easy just to reach for the phone and start scrolling. Um, I hate how much, like, I hate how addictive our phones are. I know that they are actually designed to be addictive, and I hate how addictive they are. I hate how
Yeah.
addictive social media is. And I'm becoming like, Ryan and I've had these conversations a lot where we're like, we really want to cut back on how much we use technology, like our phones, or even just like watching TV over nighttime and like doing something
Yeah.
else instead, because we are literally leading by example with our son, even from him being 6 weeks old. So I'm like, okay, like, how are there ways? And this is something that I've really still got to work out is like me wanting to grow an online business and social media being the way that I do it. How do I balance that being on there,
Yeah.
but also then not being addicted and like
Yeah.
not having my phone all the time? Um, so yeah, instead I've been reading a book while breastfeeding instead of scrolling on my
Oh,
phone. So I'm celebrating myself for that. Like the
that's
small wins
awesome.
again, right? Um, and just like, yeah, starting to be more in the moment and focusing on ways to be more in the moment than
Yeah.
thinking of a future or like scrolling or whatever. But it's
Yeah,
challenging.
definitely.
Yeah.
That's good that you have that awareness though. Just consciously making that effort so that Grayson won't follow in those footsteps of, yeah, being on technology or whatever. I saw this cute little boy the other day. I was taking a client out and we were
Mm.
doing some bowling. And he was about 2 or 3, and he was just the whole time he was on his parents' phone. And this is like no judgment, but they were trying to engage him in the bowling experience, and he didn't want to because he was so hooked on his phone. But I also feel like he had these like really
Yeah.
cool abilities to multitask because he was sat beside me on the other side, sort of thing. And he's like on the phone playing a game, and then he just waved. So he had some awareness of me and like connecting with me and would wave, but what just wasn't interested in the bowling, I guess, maybe. But I was just like, like he's addicted to that. You can tell he's addicted to that game, and the parents are doing what they could to try and get him involved, but he just wasn't having it.
I know. And I've noticed, like, I've started to be really aware of how I feel after using it or like after scrolling on my phone or being on social media or whatever, right? Like, I woke up the other morning and I think it was maybe around 7 o'clock, and I usually, so I keep my phone in our walk-in robe, so it's not even reachable for us in bed. Um, but that morning, because Ryan was in Sydney, I had it in the like on the other side of the bed, so it was like further enough away from me. So, um, but I could still like roll over to the other side of the bed
Get
and
it?
reach for it. So I did to like check something like the weather or something. But next thing you're scrolling on your phone, and um, I think I was doing it for maybe like 15, 20 minutes. And one, I was like, oh my God, I just wasted like 15, 20 minutes of my life scrolling. I hate that for me. And then afterwards, I just felt like flat. And it was the
Yeah.
beginning of the day. And I'm like, this is why I don't look at my phone of a morning.
Yes.
um, because it does, it really impacts us and we don't realize it.
They say the light from the phone impacts your hormone levels if
Oh,
that's
yeah.
the first thing you do without going and looking out at daylight and the sun or being outside.
Yeah. There's so many things. So many things. So, yeah. Anyway, rant over. Uh, well, this has been a fun episode.
Catching up on everything, yeah. Hmm.
Oh, I was going to say, like, we have uh, more guests that we are lining up to be on our podcast. So it's not just going to be our two beautiful faces or voices if you're listening on audio. Um, so that's super exciting too. So many things to that are happening in the works.
Yeah. Going out with a bang in 2025. Well, thank you everyone for listening.
You've been listening to the Reconnected Woman podcast, and if you have enjoyed listening to this one or any of our other episodes, it just means so, so much to us if you could follow us, subscribe, write a review, all of those things. It just helps us to grow and for other people to listen to our podcast and for our voices to be in their ear holes. Um,
And even for some suggestions on episodes, if anyone wants to hear about certain topics, feel free to let us know. We'd be happy to take that on.
Yeah, so we every episode we have our Instagrams linked in the show notes. So if you've got any suggestions or wanting us to speak on certain topics or want us to interview somebody, then shoot us a DM on Insta and we can try and make it happen.
Awesome.
But until
Until
next time,
next time. Bye.
see you later.